We're back! How's it going, everybody? Happy Amanda Berger School of Awesome. We are here for episode 2, everybody. Today, we got an absolutely foul episode coming up. This is like, well, this episode is going to be full of a bunch of wisdom and light and also just like weird life updates and lessons that we've learned recently. Like, I feel like I've been dragged through the mud.
Life happens.
Life be happening all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I would tune in. I think life happens to us a lot.
Yeah. Also, sorry, everybody, if you hear the hillbillies outside of my house as I'm, like, dressed literally in a hillbilly. I'm, like, clickbait yeah, I'm looking like a damn hillbilly right now, but, you know, let's get all nice and comfortable right now, but all right. Well, so, welcome everybody. We are here for episode 2 of the Amanda Berger School of Awesome. My name is Professor Amanda Berger.
I'm Dr. Jones.
And we are sitting here today in the House of Enlightenment, aka our studio. And so today, for the topics on the docket, we're gonna. Would you like to talk about what our main theme of this episode is for today?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about how to make friends as an adult. Which this is our 4th time doing this episode.
Yeah.
We did one shortened version for your class. Yeah. We did another just audio episode before we decided we wanted to do video episodes. And then we did a video episode that got corrupted.
Yes. I wasn't that much of an expert podcast producer as I am now.
Well, now you do it for a living and stuff too, but yeah, so I feel like we should really know this topic at this point. We've talked about it several times.
We've dragged this through the mud.
Yeah, I also think that we are 2 people who are good at making friends. So it should be enlightening and full of, and I feel like a lot of people it's hard as an adult to make friends. A lot of people are looking for how to do that or where to find people. And I think you and I are experts in that field.
I fear that we are experts in this field. So we will be guiding you through a class today.
On how to make friends as an adult.
Yeah, with this. And that also, too, I feel like especially recently as well, I feel like I've learned and observed people who aren't too good at making friends. And
Same. It also teaches you a lot about, like, what are they doing wrong?
Where are we lacking? Exactly.
Yeah, where's the opportunity for growth?
Bam. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. So, yeah, but, you know, what we like to do before we get into every serious, beautiful, amazing topic in every episode is I want to update you on what the suck is happening in my life. So the last time we podcasted was a month ago.
Yeah, because you've been
almost
busy.
Today. Yeah.
You've been up to some stuff.
I've been severely up to some stuff. So I just went on a 10-day long road trip around Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, fucking... Did I say Oregon? Yeah, okay. Oregon, Washington. Literally, like, all those kind of states. It was, like, 10 days long, and I went with my boyfriend at the time. And then I came back, and I immediately had COVID, basically. And so yeah. And so I shut myself in my house for, like, a while, you know. Lost my marbles a little bit, but nothing, like, crazy. I was just a little sad because I was, like... I hang out with people so much, dude. Like, I hang out with you all the time. Like, you know, and so I'm such a social, extroverted person where I was like, oh my God, I can't have a hug for 5 days. Like, you know what I'm like.
No, isolating for COVID is ass. I've done it a few times.
Fuck yeah. I've had COVID probably 1,800 times at this point.
Yeah, same.
Which flippin' sucks, but you know, it was sick though because I wasn't even that sick, you know, so it was like fine, whatever. And then something broke in me. And yeah, I broke up with him. So that's cool. Yeah, that was...
I think you just had a lot of time for self-reflection and on whether or not this was a compatible situation for you. I don't think anything broke in you. I think that 10-day long trip trapped with someone that you're dating plus then immediately an isolation of like 5 to 10 days of self-reflection is a lot of space to think about, is this working? And then at the end of that, you decided it was not.
No. But, it's all peace and love, as always. Of course, we keep it moving. We keep it growing. So, yeah, that was, like, pretty gnarly. So, yeah, big, long road trip all across America with my partner. Came back, got COVID, ended up breaking up with him. But, we trust God. We love God. And I trust that I made the right decision. And I'm excited to keep it moving and, keep learning and loving and growing and spreading positivity in the world.
I like that.
Yeah.
My life updates, or you have more?
That's basically it. My closing words for my life updates is just that, like, I trust the universe and I trust God and I'm happy and I feel like I am constantly making steps in the right direction to have my growth grow.
I love that.
Yeah, Fred, but yeah.
We be growing over here.
Yeah, every damn day.
Every day. Well, I, of course, in our last episode, had an abortion. Turn up. So my update on my abortion is that I have now assisted someone in getting an abortion, which is awesome. Honestly, I talked to my therapist about it today. She was like, "How do you feel about that?" And I was like, "I feel great because I think the symptoms that I described to the people closest to me are actually what like ended up triggering that friend to ask me for a pregnancy test." So that was cool. I'm like, oh, all the emotional turmoil I was facing is actually kind of because she was also like, I think I'm losing my mind and like really hyperfixated on like issues that didn't really feel that big, and then like also was just super anxious, and she's like not a super anxious guy. So, and she had missed her period. It was like 2 weeks late. And so I just dropped off a pregnancy test at her house. And then I sat there while she took it. And I was like, all right. And I was like, you're not pregnant. I'm like texting my boyfriend. I was like, she's not pregnant. He's like, yeah, she is. I was like, I guess you are the expert now. And,
oh my God.
And then she peed on it a little bit and no results. And I was like, see, you're not pregnant. But I was like, no results is bad though. Like, could you pee a little bit more? Because she was like, for some reason I peed on the phone on the way, like while you're on your way here. And I was like, why would you do that? But and then she peed a little bit again, and then it did the same thing it did for me. Immediately pregnant. And she was like, fuck. Had a little scream, had a little cry. And then I was like, well, I know exactly what to do.
This guy knows exactly what to do. Maybe that should be your next business adventure, is like you should start an abortion clinic.
Actually,
abortion services and abortion clinic.
She was just saying we should make an abortion guide. She was like, we should make a zine abortion guide. Yeah, so we'll probably work on that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, because we have some just like insight now, like not even just like resources, but actually just like what it was like to be pregnant, what it was like to have an abortion, what it was like to like access those services and stuff. So, but yeah, so then I looked up the same clinic I went to, but it was a Saturday, and the one in Long Beach is closed Saturdays and Sundays, but the one in Boyle Heights is open every day. So
every day. Because
I made an appointment for her on Monday, and she was like, I want to go today. Like, I want to go today. And I was like, okay, totally. Let's figure it out. Yeah. So we make an appointment. We make the last appointment of the day, because it's at like 1:15. She calls, make sure we're good. We literally hop in the car and then go to East LA or Boyle Heights, and then we're in there for a minute. They were like, we don't see anything in your uterus. They're like, but you are pregnant, but it's just too early to tell. We're like, fuck, we're too early for an abortion. I don't know if you knew this. Oh, sorry. I'm just scared of screaming into it. I don't know if you knew this, but you have to be at least 4 weeks pregnant, I think. 3 to 4 weeks pregnant in order to have an abortion.
I think you remember saying 4 to 6. Yeah.
Yeah, or some. So like they have to be able to see something. this weekend we go back to Boyle Heights. We're there for like 2 hours. It takes forever. She's freaking out because she's like, they're just making me wait around in silence. They did that to me too. It's just a lot of like question mark, silence, sit in lobby, wonder if gonna have to have baby.
No, thank you.
So then they take her back. She does have enough stuff going on in her uterus to have one. But it was cool too because I thought when I went in Long Beach, I had to like I had to take the pill in the office and I had to come back and get the second set of pills and I had to like do all this back and forth stuff. They were just like, we'll book your next appointment in Long Beach. You can take all the pills with you. Then go ahead and do it. And they had her take the first one there. So, but we've been chatting about it because I told her, I was like, I wasn't in that much pain. Like I bled a lot, but it was mostly just uncomfortable. She texted me yesterday while she was experiencing it. And she was like, I've been throwing up from the pain. Like I've been in fetal position, screaming, crying. I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. And I was like, whoa, I'm so sorry. Like I had no idea. And then, she wasn't bleeding that much though. Cause I was like, you need maxi pads. Like you need that shit. Like I was like changing my pad like every 30 minutes, like maxi, like I was bleeding and she was not. And like, we were talking about it and those are kind of our period symptoms, which we thought were interesting. Like she usually is like light blood, but like in a lot of pain cramp wise. And I usually am like in mild pain, but I like will bleed really heavy in the beginning. So we're like contemplating maybe similar kind of hormonal shit to your period.
Yeah, that's real.
And then she also found pain meds in her house, so she was able to take those, which would have been slay because they won't prescribe those. Like I wasn't in that much pain, but I was uncomfortable. I could have like a pain med would have killed. But yeah. So now she feels fine. She's good. She's like asking me about life, and she'll be doing stuff again tomorrow. So that was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. That's great, everybody. Happy to have been here for resources, for everything like that too. And
I was
that's
literally
incredible
like,
that you were there for like a wonderful friend who.
Yeah, because going with
it's fucking scary. I could only imagine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was funny. She called me the next day too after we went, and she was like, "I wish we almost like befriended the other women in the room." She's like, because that was really easy. Like, it kind of felt like we were just hanging out. And she's like, I felt bad because everyone else who was in the lobby was like alone, but me and you were like hanging out. And like she went back into the office to do the ultrasound and stuff. And there's a coffee shop that I really liked last time I went with her. So I just walked down the street. I went and got a coffee and a sandwich, and then like smoked a joint outside. And then I was just like had to go find a trash can. Was like wandering around, and then like found these like Super Mario shorts my boyfriend would like. And I was like, I'll go buy these little shorts. Like it was a vibe. We were having a good time. And she thanked me a bunch for like going and like just being there. And I was like, I didn't even think about it. Like it felt so just like whatever. I'm just going to go kick it at the clinic for a couple hours. Like I don't really care. But because it's weird to go with the man who impregnated you. Like I wouldn't do that personally. I didn't do it. I did it alone. And she volunteered to go with me to every appointment. I think you did too. Like everyone was volunteering to go. Even my boyfriend was. But I was like, I'm all right. Like I don't really need a company to my ultrasounds and stuff. And also it was right down the street, but it was cool. I was not excited, I guess is the wrong word, but when I found out she was pregnant, I was like, we're so good. I was like, I
know the drill.
Yeah, I literally got on my phone, immediately made her an appointment. I was like, what's your email address? And I made her an appointment in Long Beach, and I made her an appointment in LA, and we were fucking on. So moral of the story is you should talk to your friends about being pregnant. You never know who's pregnant in your circle. And needs a little help. I think we are both like, I called and asked her before we did this podcast to make sure she was cool with me talking about it. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I really like how nonchalantly you've been talking about your abortion, and I want to model that. She's like, I don't want to like talk about it in a way that like creates drama for anyone else, but like I want to talk about it in a way that's like, this is just what happened to me, and it's like just a medical thing that you experience. So that's what I'm doing here, talking about abortion all the time.
Hey,
normalize it.
Normalize it. Yeah, I mean, that was actually funny because at that time when our buddy was going through all that kind of stuff, I was like a day late for my period.
You were literally both texting me at the same time, like, I'm pregnant.
I was like, oh my God. Literally, like, from our last episode, I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? And then I got it the next day, and I was like, shoo. Like, I was like, oh, heavens, dude.
It is funny that my story like made everyone paranoid. I kind of like that. Not in like a bad way.
Be careful.
No, be careful. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, everyone was like, my period's late and I feel a little crazy. Megan, am I pregnant? And I'm like, that's like a new thing, right? Because normally you would just be like, I miss my period and like my boobs hurt, or like I gained weight or something. Like you like those are the things you look for, not like I am out of my
Mental
emotions.
instability.
My emotions are out of control. Like
yeah.
And I was like, the whole gang can't be pregnant, y'all. Like we can't all. I was joking with my friend though, and I was like, we need to take pictures of our appointment cards next to each other because I still have mine.
You know what? Actually, drop in the chat if you were ever a pregnant person. Drop in the chat what your symptoms were when you first found out you were pregnant.
Yeah.
And if that even relates to the stories, or because I know, again, like you were saying on the last episode too, like it's different. Even your mom was like, yeah, like it was like terribly painful and like terrible for me, and like I wonder if that's like a familial thing, like where if it, you know, like runs in the family, or like if it's more like an individual basis, or you know, what's the whole.
I think some of it is genetic, because like I know when my mom was pregnant, she like threw up a lot. She was really sick all the time, and I was really sick. I was super sick. So I imagine there are some sort of, I mean, maybe hormone genetic stuff, but yeah, I think people don't really talk about like, and it doesn't even have to be in relation to abortions. Like you're saying, just like being pregnant. Like I don't think anyone talks about the like what seems to be abnormal symptoms, but they're probably actually normal symptoms. Just they are not the ones that are like taught to us. And I think that is helpful, especially for folks who don't want children.
And also, nothing is really ever taught to us. Like,
yeah, you just see it in like the movies, I guess, or like you have sex ed, and you're like, people get
it's still
sick,
like I never remembered like anything, especially like regarding abortion or even pregnancy. They didn't even say like, hi, this is gonna wreak havoc on, you know what, it's like not only wreak havoc on you physically, but also
I don't think society wants you to think. I don't think you'd ever be taught that it's gonna wreak havoc on your body. Like you'd have to experience it or know someone. They don't.
Yeah.
They people like. The government wants you to get pregnant.
The government wants you pregnant.
Clearly, they want you pregnant.
I was chatting with one of my buddies today. Hi, Lily. And she was saying that her mom is always like, you forget the pain of pregnancy. And that's why, like, and your body is almost like trained to forget pain.
Yeah, no, it is.
And so it's like, that's why a lot of people like will like, oh, I'm going to have another kid.
It's like riding a roller coaster.
They forget. Exactly. And then it's like, oh my God, what the, like every single time.
Yeah,
and
I guess
it's just the pain is like your body just keeps cycling, I guess, and like
and we're made to do it, I guess. So like
we're made to do it, but also it's like you should understand what's gonna happen, and nobody really talks about that because you're made out to be crazy, or like you feel like you're going flipping crazy.
I really thought I was going insane. Like it would have been really nice to know how extreme the hormonal emotional shifts were, or to like have heard that. It's weird too, because like, you know, people like will talk about like, oh, my pregnant wife is like mad or like crying over like spilled milk, like, you know, like whatever, but like experiencing it is so much different. And I think maybe too, pregnancy is more familiar for me because my mom had my sister when I was like 15 and I watched her be pregnant. But I mean, mostly what I watched was her throw up and then like everything on her body gets swollen and like she smelled bad. So I was just like, you stank, your toes are huge, you got cankles, and you're throwing up every day, and I don't want to be near you because you're smelly, and I'm a teenager, and I'm mean. And she's like leaking milk. I was just like, her body looked like it was in pain, and I was like, but she's such a mom, you know, like she didn't really talk about it, or like, yeah, she like loves having babies. Not like, yeah, you know what I mean. So, but that's my abortion update.
Dude, when I was pregnant, what the fuck was I just about to say? I've literally never been pregnant in my life.
Dude,
what the absolute hell was I just about to say? I've never been pregnant in my life. But when I was a day late of my period, I was like locked in my house, and when I had COVID, you know, and I want to have a kid named Crow eventually, and his name is gonna be Proffessor Berger.
Right.
And I was sitting on my balcony, and then I'm like sitting there like this, sitting in the sunshine, and then all of a sudden, and a crow feather fell down, and I was like trapped in my. I'm like so dramatic. I was like, I was in my house for 3 days, you know. But like, I was like, holy shit, God is talking to me, telling this is my unborn son coming down to me and telling me that I am pregnant.
Yeah.
That would have been a nightmare, especially given my situation. Anyways.
It would have been a lot to take 2 people to abortions, personally. I would have done it.
You would have done it with a smile on your face,
Absolutely.
and I know that, and I
with
love
a coffee
that about
in
you.
my hand.
Yes.
A smile on my
joint
face.
in that mouth.
Yep.
Absolutely. And see, that's why I keep you around. But no, just kidding. But like,
Hey, I'm your local
peace
abortion
up and
homie.
bless. And you are such a wonderful, amazing. What a wonderful transition. What a wonderful transition.
What a wonderful
into our topic.
transition.
You were such a wonderful friend to everybody around you.
Thank you so much.
You always have been. Are you wearing mascara?
It's left over.
Oh, it's beautiful. And you're so pretty. Let's talk about how to make friends as an adult. Are you down and are you ready?
Down,
To
ready.
school the people?
Expertised at it.
Expertise decised.
Thank you for playing along in my.
Expertise decised the doodled.
Should we
sorry.
start with how we became friends, and then we can go through the steps and topics we think we should discuss? That would be helpful for folks who are like, how the fuck do I make friends? I think it's been about 30 minutes. I don't think we've cussed, so I'm bringing the cussing in.
Okay, we're cussing now. Sorry. Shout out to YouTube. Yeah, we
Fuck you.
love
I'm just kidding.
Megan, you need to be nice. It's okay.
Yeah.
I still like for some reason I can't get this on Spotify for some reason right now. I like every time I try uploading it, it's like busted. So one day we'll do it, but like
One day
Jesus
we'll be
Christ.
on Spotify.
Yeah, we're shouting out YouTube now for this time. But
YouTube.
anyways, so we're gonna first discuss how Megan and I even became buddies, and let's do the not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. And
Yeah.
let's do that version.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I also don't give a fuck too.
I don't care.
Yeah, let's fuck it. Okay,
We
yeah,
can
fuck
let's
it.
just give a truthful story without, and we don't need tangent wise. I don't
Yeah.
need to go into weird tangents about our story. We can just
Bless
this is
up.
what happened.
This is what happened
You
right
can-
now, and look at us now.
Yeah, you could start.
So I looked at Megan in the face one day and I said, "Fuck you,"
And I said,
and I said, "You know what? I'm just kidding. No, you wish. No, just kidding.
you went to the local bar one evening, met a character outside.
When the first time I spent the night in my house here in Long Beach, there's a pretty psychotic bar next to my house. And I was like, oh my God, yay. That's so fun that there's a fun little crazy little bar next to my house, you know? And I had a couple of my buddies staying with me and I was like, all right, let's go. And then, okay, I'm not going to get on a crazy ass tangent about this, actually. We don't have to give all the drama, the details. How about if you just tell it? You go.
Okay. You went to the local bar by your house, ran into a local character from said bar who was closely connected to me at the time and happened to discuss me. I had already discovered you existed because I was in the throes of craziness and logged into other people's Instagrams, checking their following. And so I was like, there's this very attractive woman who looks brand new to town. And on her story, she is posting about how she is brand new to town looking for friends. And that is interesting. And then I looked at our mutuals.
Hey, that's actually another great way to make friends is post online and say, hey, is anybody... Anyway, sorry, go on.
No, I mean, posting online and saying I want friends is good. Yeah. That is good. Yeah, so then I saw our mutuals. I saw that we had Mackenzie as a mutual, and I said...
The most horrifying individual of actual
Shout
all time.
out Mackenzie.
Scariest, weirdest bitch I've ever met in my life.
Obsessed with her.
She's everything. Yeah. Fucking freak, weirdo. Funniest bitch I've ever met.
Incredible person. And I was like... if this bitch knows Mackenzie, we've got some things in common. Because I was like, you don't just know Mackenzie. You have to be a weird little freak to know Mackenzie.
Mackenzie had an abortion in her hand. Or she...
at my party. When we were 19. In a motel that I rented to throw parties for children. When I was a child. We were all children.
Yes.
But yeah.
Another time she told me that something... was happening in her hoo-ha and she was like, oh my God, and grabbed it and was like, ah! And she was driving away and threw it out the window and then it splattered all over her window.
You know who's been normalizing abortions all along? Mackenzie.
Yeah.
So I saw that and was like, okay. My initial reaction was like, who is this bitch? And then my second reaction was like, we'll probably get along. And then I went to said local bar, and as I was walking out, you were walking in, I think, and you had already kind of figured out who I was too, and you like yanked me to the side essentially, and you were like, you're so pretty, you're so cool, oh my god, I heard all about you. And I was like, scared because I had been stalking you. And then I was like, oh my god, you were on my Explore page earlier, and I noticed that we're friends with Mackenzie. I'm just lying.
I mean, yeah.
But it weren't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, you're friends with Mackenzie. And then I think we called Mackenzie or texted Mackenzie or something together.
Yeah.
And we were like, look, or took a selfie or something, and we're like, look. And then from there, we just started texting a little bit, and then I was like, oh, she's new in town, like she doesn't know what to do. And then it was Pride, and so I invited you out to Pride.
Long Beach Pride goes up.
Yeah, I was like, this
our
is perfect.
1 year was yesterday.
Yeah.
Our 1 year of Pride, and that's when I was like, we're gonna be buddies, man.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, that was literally yesterday, which is super turnt. Shout
and
out.
I was just
Long
like,
Beach Pride.
I met this weird little freak who's a little younger than me, and she liked to have fun. I was still drinking at the time too, and we were just like turned up, having a good time.
For like a second.
For 1 second.
You weren't even drinking at Pride.
Did I not drink at Pride?
No, you weren't
I
even
was
drinking
drinking
at Pride.
soda water.
Yeah.
What was I up to? I wasn't even sober
You
yet.
were literally just vibing, experiencing life like raw dog.
I
like,
was doing that.
You were being
Oh.
just, of course, wonderful, amazing company as well. So
Yeah, I don't even know. I left and stuff too. I don't even know. But okay, cool. Slay. I was drinking for like 2 weeks and knowing you, and then I went like sober.
I
for
never
real.
saw you like faded though.
No one really has. But
Nobody
really has. But yeah, so I think our story of becoming friends has a lot of elements into which where we both had to be a little intentional and had to create the space for friendship. And then we both just kept at it, and here we are today.
Of course, like, also, like, moving to a new city, like, I feel so blessed to have, literally the day my happy ass showed up here, I met your ass, basically. And then also, like, just, like, our entire little squad now is, like, wonderful and just, like, met through you. And I feel so blessed and wonderful through that, which is another amazing element of meeting friends, too, I suppose. We could add that as well.
A very good person to know.
Connect.
I know
Connecting wise, too, especially. And, like, not only it's, like, you got the hookup for abortion, you got the hookup for awesome, wonderful girls. You got the hookup for that one dude who was like, I'm trying to get off of like mess it. Yeah, like you could do anything. You work a lot of Now she's trying to hit my dogs on the head. This is my biggest problem with her. She always comes over and slaps my dogs around.
Yeah, I think it was good. It's good. I'm a good connection to how when you first moved to here for sure, because I'm like I've spent a long time finding the good people and weaning out the bad people, and like. I really do like to connect people. Like, I just had someone message me the other day that was like, thank you so much for introducing me to your friend. And I was like, I love to connect people and, like, put people together who have things in common. Because I'm like, I have things in common with all of my friends.
Yeah, find a bitch that has that attitude, too, I guess, step one. But that's also hard to find. Like, I feel like that was such, like, divine intervention that, like, that even happened.
Yeah.
But, so... basically, if you were to do like a step-by-step figuring out how to make friends, especially if you're in a new city or something like that, I guess like step number one is, I mean, there's a lot of steps to this too, but don't be afraid to say hi to people. Like, don't be a weirdo freak that's like, don't go to the bar and be like, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody looks cool or interesting, literally just go and be like, oh my god, hi, like, I love this about you.
You're really good at complimenting people. I almost did it last night when we were at a show. I saw a girl with a really cool coat, but she was always like really tucked into a corner, like in a big group of people. But I wanted to go up to her so bad and just like compliment her coat, like all night. I was waiting for an opportunity to do so. Never arose. And I got that from you, because like whenever we go out to shows, especially, or to like bars or events or anything, you will like, even like tiny little like daytime swap meets or like the farmer's market, you will literally like go up to someone and be like, I love that. And then that person just like lights up.
You know what's actually way better to say, like, instead of making it like personal, like, I love this about you. I feel like it's awesome to go up to somebody and be like, this about you is great. Rather than like, you know what I mean? Like saying a fact almost. Like instead of being like, hi, Megan, I like your hair. Being like, your hair is so cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like that's also great.
I feel like you're pretty good at that too. Like you'll be like, your pants are so cool. Or like
Yeah, you'll bring that one up a lot.
Those pants look really good on you.
I love a bitch in some cool pants.
I love a cool pant, so
a cool pant. I'm always shocked and bewildered every time. But yeah, don't be afraid to say hi and like be nice and cool to people, cuz like people typically respond well to it. Like, and also like we talked about this in the last episode that was corrupted. But like if you go up and if you're nice to somebody and then they're weird to you,
you don't want to be their friend anyway.
Fuck that person, fucking weirdo. Like
that rarely happens.
That's super rare. Well, quit hitting my dog, Megan. I'm just kidding. But she's so sweet. She loves
on me.
you.
Clearly likes it.
But like, they're a weird freak, and they shouldn't be in your orbit regardless.
Yeah.
And
I think too, like even in our story, like because I had low-key been internet stalking you and stuff and like was nervous about your existence, like if you didn't go out of your way to just say hi to me, like I probably would not have said hi, which would have been a mistake. Like, and so I've thought about that and stuff too, like even people I'm like nervous to say hi to or I'm like not sure, but I've found like some sort of common thread and it would be cool to talk to them. Like you just go say hi. Mm-hmm. And like people do it to me at the bar by our house all the time. Like people would just come up to me and be like, hey, especially about my book club. Like, I have people come up to me and be like, I just joined your book club.
This is a great transition. Sorry not to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
This is a wonderful transition. One time, Megan and I were at our local wine bar, and somebody came up to Megan and said, hey, I am gagged over your look, bitch. Can I draw you?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
That was wild.
Really cool.
And that's like our second piece of advice within this whole sphere of making friends is like express yourself and look dope, because like when you are expressing and like operating out of authenticity and like you know
yourself,
people are attracted to it, dude.
Like have a style about you. Like it doesn't have to be like chains and whips and spikes like me or whatever.
Yeah,
but
or
like, even
if it's like you like basic shit, you know, that's like a pretty ran through like fucked up term, honestly, but it's like if you like basic shit, like rock
put that shit
your
on.
Vibe.
Put that shit
on. For instance, like one of my best friends on the entire planet, my friend's Lily Collins, and Lily Collins will be the first bitch to ever admit this. She's like, hi, I like Brandy Melville and I like little tops that like make me look slay, bitch, and that's what I'm gonna wear.
She puts that shit on.
She puts that shit on, and everywhere she goes, people are like, because she's so authentic and she's so funny and she's herself and she looks great in it, and it's like she's comfortable in what she's doing, and that is inspiring to people. So yeah,
and people can just like
people
sense that and are attracted to that.
Exactly.
Like, just like this person feels comfortable being them. And I even think like dressing like you can dress basic or you can dress whatever, but even when you dress like a weird little freak, like that shows people that you care more about being yourself than being like perceived in a certain way, you know. Even Lily's thing is like she cares more about dressing herself than she cares about being perceived as like wearing basic clothes. It's like, this is what I like, so I'm gonna fucking wear
100%.
And I think like that is really cool. And then there are some folks who like to express themselves through fashion. That's not everybody, but like you and I, for example, that's like part of our connection as well. Like I think that's a common thread we found is like we're both really into style and like thrifting and stuff, and so that helps in looking cool. And like especially if you have friends who have similar style or like style ethics, like we're able to like shop and find things for each other.
Our entire squad too is like we like to thrift, you know, and so it's like that's another really special connection. We like to dress and we like to thrift. Be dressing. Yeah, and it's like so it's super fun too, like to like get to know other wonderful gals and then be like, I thought you'd like this.
Yeah, like
you know
when
what
we
I mean?
went out as a squad the other night, everyone was so dressed like themselves. It was so funny. Like it was so, and I was like, everyone here is just like slightly different and like in their own little way, and it was cute.
It's just wonderful.
And, yeah, so I think like really putting that shit on, will attract people then to like want to talk to you too. If you're a little shy to talk to other people, like put that shit on. So other people want to talk to you.
Put that shit on, exactly. Especially if you're introverted. Put that shit on.
There's weird freaks outside like us who are gonna go compliment your
Who will
cool
literally be
pant.
like, hi, what's that? Where'd you get that from? Like, hi, my name's like
I'm obsessed with that pant.
perfect other transition.
Yes.
Introduce yourself. Did we already talk about that?
We
I guess
talked a little bit about like saying hi. I mean, I think once you say hi or give a compliment or present yourself in a way that will attract people to say hi or give a compliment, right? One or the other, or both. You could do both. You could be like, I'm going to attract some people and I'm going to say hi to some people. Then once you make that little friend, like with me and you, for example, then you got to make the plans. You can't just make a little friend and not make the plans. Can't be like, I really want to be friends with this person or
get
find out.
Get the info, get the plans.
Get the IG, get the phone number, and then hit them up. Like, my thing is always, like, the next event I'm going to that makes sense for me to invite people to, I just invite people to.
Round them up.
Yeah, like,
You're
try.
amazing at that. I mean, that's how I basically met the entire squad last year, was through our really good buddy's birthday. And then Megan was like, hi, everybody. My parents have a pool. Who wants to come over and come swim? And everybody was like, yeah.
And then I just left everyone to their own devices.
Yeah, totally. And then it's like, show up. Another amazing transition,
Show
everybody.
up to the plans.
Show
up to the plans. You have to show up.
First, I say personally, me 3 times.
First 3 times.
Like,
you have to set a standard with this person that you will show up before life can get
you're
in the way.
reliable.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like
And that
when you do
care.
hang out, you care. And also it's like you care, you're reliable, you're here, you're present. But then it's like life exactly like gets in the way. It's like, oh my God, I'm feeling sick today. I can't. Love you, bro. Peace and love. Like, invite me to the next thing. Exactly. Yeah. Let's reschedule or whatever, you know?
I think that too, like, if you can't show up to the first 3, and then when life gets in the way, you respond and explain. Of like, hey, bro, I really want to hang out today, but like, I'm feeling really sad today. Or like, I'm not feeling so good. Like, I get migraines and stuff. I bail. I'm not like a perfect friend that shows up to every single thing. Like, I'll be like, hey, bro, like, today I just like hated the fucking day and like don't want to go outside. And people are like, okay, cool. But like, you get to that point of comfortability with people where people are not like, oh, this flaky bitch, or like she doesn't show up to things.
But
once
also
you've shown up
canceling a bunch too. Like, it's like, for instance, like thinking about it, if I were friends with somebody and it's like, you can't say no to everything or like cancel all the time because flakiness is not fun or hot or attractive.
People
or
get
like
over
anything.
It. Like,
and it's like, okay, well, fuck me. You don't want to like hang then.
Because I am, like we were saying earlier, I'm really good at like, I want people to show up and hang out together, and I really like to bring people together, and I really like to find events. I like to have all my friends in the same room as me. So I'm like, if I'm gonna go do something where everyone can go, like for example, we've been like going out on Fridays here and there with the gang, and I like will hit up everyone I think who wants to have a girls' night, and I'll be like, yo, what's up, girls' night? Like, we're gonna all meet up. And it's like, I'm only going to invite you to the girls' night so many times when you don't show up before I'm like, okay, well, they don't actually care. But I will, like, text someone consistently for, like, 3 to 5 times of, like, I'm doing this thing. You want to go?
You're great. You're super patient and lovely and amazing with that.
But then,
100%.
like, on the 5th time, I'm like, you don't want to go.
You don't want to fucking hang. Yeah. You're not interested in this. Because they're not interested in that, probably. You know.
And I got stuff to do. Friends that are interested.
Yeah,
so
you're trying to organize, bitch. What the fuck?
I'm always trying to organize.
Yeah, yeah, especially your ass. Like, damn.
I'm like, once you make the plans and you show up to the plans, what do you do, Amanda? Now I'm here.
Okay, so you get a new friend over to your house. Yay!
Or
right?
the park or a little event.
Or you're hanging out or whatever. Ask questions. Literally, when you
what
hang
kind
out
of
with somebody.
questions do you like to ask people?
I'll be like, oh my God, hey dude, you know, how's your day today? Oh, you know, it was like this, like yada yada. Oh, nice. Like, okay. Literally keep asking questions. People love to talk about themselves. We have a podcast, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's like, yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, you also just ask weird questions. Like last night, no one was talking at the show, and you're like, what kind of dog do you think you are? Like, you are like, you fill the, like,
I'm
silence
like a weird freak with that shit,
with
though.
questions.
Like, I can fucking work any room I'm in at this point, low key.
Facts. I'll just sit in the silence.
Degree, yeah, but like
I'm always faded though, so I'm like, I'm just
I know, and so I could look at, yeah, you're like last night we were like at this like rap show, and so it's like a bunch of people literally going like this.
Everyone's smoking weed.
Everyone's like stoned.
Yeah.
And
I
like, don't smoke weed like that. Yeah, and so I would look at me like, what kind of dog do you think you are? Like silly little questions. Even that's more of like a multiple people situation.
Yeah.
Don't fucking.
I think it would be fun. I mean, as you're getting to know someone, because I think there's 2 layers we were talking about. You're asking questions. There's like how you get deep with people. Because I think like getting deep with people, you can. It depends on the person, like how quickly you can do that. Some people don't get deep right away. So maybe like reading the room and figuring out like what kind of questions, like asking. It's always good, I think, point blank period, to ask people about their day, because you're always going to find something to talk about. But yeah, so I think there are like asking questions. There's like fun little questions. I don't think it's a bad thing. And then there's like how to get deeper kind of questions. Like I think even asking about creativity is good. I think people are usually pretty open to like talking about their past relationships and stuff. I think that plays a big part in like relating to things and like finding out about people's like past experiences with stuff. Like, I don't know.
I guess like I also want to try and think of advice for folks who are introverted.
So what kind of questions? So how was your day is a good question. Like work questions. I try to stay away from work questions. Like I'll ask them what they do and stuff, but like I find work a really boring topic. What kind of questions would you ask?
To an introverted person? I think
not even to an introverted person. Like let's say you were a person.
I think, you know what, actually, okay, key unlocked right now. Start being vulnerable immediately.
Yeah, I think
like, I
start
feel
being
like
vulnerable immediately.
Be a fucking weirdo freak too, and be like, I feel like every time I'm around a really like introverted, like quiet person or something like that, I immediately kind of out myself as like doing something like fucking weird or like embarrassing or like something like that to make them feel comfortable and like, oh, you're fucking safe, bitch. Like I'm a weirdo freak. Like you can like.
Yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want around me, girl. Like, I know you're like, you know.
Yeah, I did actually just listen to not a podcast. I listened to a TikTok the other day where someone was like, I live my life where every person I meet, I start off trusting them 100%.
You sent me that, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was a really cool concept because I think I do actually operate the same, but I've never thought about that super hard. I always want to see the best in people. And this is like, the world feels very jaded, and I feel like at least online I see the topic a lot of like you can't trust anybody, like fuck everybody, like so
boring. That's such a like boring, tired, like nihilism and everything like that. That's so fucking boring. Like don't live your fucking life like that.
That's not
like,
how you're gonna make connections. If every time you go meet someone you're looking for like the worst parts of them, or you're it's trying.
So like tired and like fucking stop. That's like how the world is, and it's like, be something positive in the world, dude. Like, don't bring people down. Don't bring other people down. Like,
I just think trying.
It's annoying. It's dumb. I'm sorry.
No, it just doesn't lead to anything good. Like, okay, you don't trust anybody, so what do you get out of that? Nothing. Like, to love is.
And you're not having fun.
No, to love is to risk pain. So, like, if, you know, like, if you want to get to know someone and, like, you want to have connections, like, you have to be a vulnerable, trusting person and just hope for the best.
Put yourself out there, yeah.
And know that you might get your fucking feelings hurt from it, or that like someone might bite you in the ass over it, and like it is what it is. I've been bit in the ass a million times, and I refuse to lose my capacity for trust, and refuse to lose my capacity for love, no matter how bad someone hurts my feelings, no matter how dirty people have done me so dirty. I don't care.
Yeah. And also don't like I mean, it's so, like, funny to be like, don't attract that kind of vibe, you know, because it's like, what the fuck does that even mean? But it's like,
I'm like, I be attracting.
It's pretty easy
people
to pick up on. It's actually not very easy sometimes, but we've calculated a couple of red flags in relationships.
So, yeah, so I would say, like, you have the job of being trusting, trustworthy, and vulnerable in order to make deeper, better, life-lasting connections.
You were so good. I'm just so obsessed. This is amazing. Sorry. Come on, keep going.
But there are some things about some people that like are just not gonna jive and are ingenuine, and I would like to vouch for myself and say I sniff that shit out fast. So I can.
You actually dead ass do.
I can tell you exactly what someone's going to do that's going to end your friendship eventually, just based off of the vibe I get from them. Like, and I'm like, slay, be friends with that person, but I'm not going to. What, at least in like girl friendships, like, what kind of, like, are you obsessed with male validation? Because this probably isn't going to work if you are. Because women will let men ruin
unless
friendships.
you're into that.
Like, unless we're both obsessed with male validation.
Yeah, and it's like making friendships too on being like, let's go out and like find dudes or something like that. But also that's not like friendship. That's not like
friendship.
A kinship and like love and like that's
it's not like deep
sisterhood.
connection. Like if you'll throw a friend away at validation from another person, specifically when it comes to women and men. So like if you'll throw a friendship away because a man is giving you attention, like if men in the room are talking shit on your girlfriend and you won't stand up for her, like those are the kinds of things I think about. Like it's really important for me to have friends that like when I'm not in the room, I know that if my name gets brought up in the room, nothing negative would ever be said about me in front of them. Like there's no way that would happen in front of anyone that I keep close to me. Never, ever. And that's like important to me. And I think if you're going to befriend someone who needs male validation, you're not going to find that. But men to men, like having an emotional relationship is really rare. And I think it's like really important for men to have that with each other. But they don't get that.
It's very special too.
It's really cool to
because
watch.
a lot of the like, I mean, all of the guys that I'm like friends with, that I'm like, this is like family that I fucking love. They are also just super emotionally intelligent. And it's like two people that I immediately think of, like shout out Ethan, shout out Chris.
Yeah, that's who I
Those
figured.
are like my immediately like two guys that in my life that are just like so emotionally intelligent and just like lovely to be around and just like funny, wonderful, amazing people that like they've also been raised by a ton of women.
I'm sure
and
as
they're
children,
just like emotionally super like with it because they've had women in their life like help them out and stuff, but not to a point where it's a disadvantage. Like
yeah, they haven't been,
because
like,
that's also a problem.
yeah.
I mean, we're not even going to talk about that right now, but like
Nah,
having a weird mom is fucking weird.
I could go on about that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think like I personally don't have any dude friends, like close dude friend. Like of course I have dude acquaintances. I know men and I am cool with men, but I don't have a male like confidant that like is my boyfriend. I don't have like a male bestie. Like I don't have a dude that I like am super tight with because I actually when I was 21 made a decision to stop having dude friends because I had been burned by men so many times. They just all wanted to fuck me. And did horrible things to me all the time. And so I was like, I actually can't, I don't know what male friendship without like them lusting after me looks like. So like, I'm good on that. And then I did have another dude friend for a little bit and that just kind of blew up in my face a little bit too. So not in that he just was not treating women around him right. And it ended up getting me involved in his drama. Like he wasn't trying to fuck me or anything, but he was not nice to women. And then I had to also get yelled at by the women he was not nice to because I was guilty by association. And I was like, this sucks. Get your shit together. Be nice. Bye-bye. And we've started to reconnect a little bit recently. He's a nice guy, and I think...
Well, I mean, it's like, it's just like a different...
connection. Yeah, so I think like men really don't, even the men I was friends with as a kid too, like they just used me as a therapist all the time. And I was like, I would try to talk about my problems. They'd be like, I don't want to hear about that. I literally have a memory of a dude friend like talking to me about girls, and then I went to like talk to him about boys, and he was like, I don't want to hear about that.
So long story short, build sisterhood.
Build sisterhood. Also, men, be more emotionally like available with your dude friends. Like I witnessed that all the time with my partner, and like I think that's something he developed in childhood, and I think that's also probably with Chris and Ethan. It sounds like if you
literally they have like really wonderful connections with just so many people.
Yeah, and you
like,
have
somebody,
to like
you know,
do that as a kid. I think
Yeah.
like get that normalized and like have that build, and that's kind of like what I've seen is like childhood friends who like really like men that like don't just do activities together. They do like these dudes make music together, play video games together, like do all these things, but then they also like check in on each other and like share their like emotional turmoils and like share their problems, like even like call each other every day. Like I was telling you, like I've never seen dudes who like call each other to chat every morning, and like now I see that in my life, and it's crazy and it's cute, and like you and I do that every single day, but I've never seen a dude have a bestie that he calls every morning. Like I think those kind of connections are important, just to chat, just to like be like, how was your night last night, what are you up to today? Like I don't think men do that with each other. So
because it's like family based too, and I feel like so much of sisterhood too is just like hello fam, like
hello fam,
at least with like close sisterhood. I mean, I don't know, okay, now I feel like we're like we're just being like get sisterhood, you know what I mean? But like developing sisterhood within a community, dude, it's like ask questions, show up, be nice, fucking yeah. What else do we got, Dr. Jones?
Oh, we were talking about, right, we mentioned red flags and got into this tangent a little bit. Do you have other red flags? I know we discussed the
another red flag that I have for relationships of all sorts, but specifically female relationships, if you're getting fucked up together all the time, I swear to God it's not gonna work out. Like, if you are hanging out with this person and getting fucked up all the time, doing drugs, like drinking alcohol, and that's all you guys do, it's not going to work out. And also, they're going to fuck you over with peace and love, you know?
Facts. As
Yeah.
someone who no longer drinks, it shook people out of my life quickly.
Straight up. When I went sober for a month when I was living in Slow at one point in time. For a month, because bitch, I was on antibiotics, and also I was like, I don't want to. I need to take a break. I still drink now. I keep smacking these little chimes around, but I still like drink. Like I'll like drink wine and shit. I haven't gotten super like shit faced, like yeah. Like if I do, it's like rare as shit, and also it's not like bonding friendship based shit. Anyways, dude. Literally, I had friends wig out on me and be like, what do you fucking mean you're not drinking anymore? Like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? And I one time I showed up to a dinner with one of my friends when I was like sober, literally not drinking for like 2 weeks, bitch, what the fuck? Showed up to a dinner at like 6 o'clock and she was just fucking shit faced. And I was sober. And I mean, ultimately, we ended up not being friends eventually at the very end of the day because I was like, oh my God, we get really fucked up together. And that's kind of like what our relationship is based on. And that's sad. And it just immediately fucking, it was just bad.
Yeah, I have realized the importance of keeping people where they're at. Like the importance of like, if that's a party friend, that's a party friend, and like not crossing over that line. Because that's what happened to me. Is like I went sober, stopped going. Because I was at the bar every day, like not an exaggeration. The only place I went to was the bar, and like I thought I had all these friends and like I was having so much fun, like all these things. And the moment I stopped being at the bar every day, I'm like, oh, we're just like you just watch my story. Like I'm like, you're not hitting me up to hang out. I haven't hit these people to hang out. I don't even know
it's
what
like
we would do.
You don't know me. You don't love me. You don't want to hang out.
You don't know
with me
anything
in the
about me.
daytime.
You've never
like,
asked.
We don't talk. Like you're fucked up. You don't remember.
Like how would we talk? You can't hear anything. And also like if you're at the bar, and then also like most of these people like trauma dump drunk to you, you know, like even me, I feel like when I was never drinking too crazy, even though I was drinking every day, I wasn't getting like hammered and being like, here's my life story. But anything I would tell these people would probably be like not very filtered and like just out of like trying to build conversation, not trying to build connection.
And that being said too, it's like you never wake up the next day feeling great about yourself as a person.
No.
Which sucks.
Cocaine is also the worst for that. Cocaine will make you think that
the most annoying fucking thing on the entire
well, not even just that,
planet.
but it will make you think that you have connected so hard with somebody but then you realize everyone on cocaine is waiting to talk, so no one is listening. So you're telling so many people your personal business and all these really deep, like really emotional things about you, and no one is listening because they're waiting to talk. And you're building a false sense of intimacy with this person around drugs. And then you wake up the next day and you like have so much regret and remorse about how much personal business you just exposed. But no one was listening anyways.
Yeah, nobody
No one
gives a
was fucking
fuck, so it's
listening.
all good. Haha.
No one heard you.
It was literally just wasted times of your life.
And wasted connections that aren't your friends. And like I think that's a bummer too. Like people who are in like a party space, like not to talk shit on drinking and like partying because I think do your thing, but like take stock of like real actual connections versus like are these connections I'm building because I'm high on drugs or drunk as shit and I think there's intimacy happening. Like, or do you ever hang out with that person sober? I think that's a big thing too. I realized later on was like, was drinking always the activity we did? Because I had friends where drinking was just like part of it. Then I had friends where it was like drinking was the reason. And those were the friends that I ended up not really being friends with anymore. Where I was like, oh, we just hung out to get drunk together. Like, so I think people's, if it's a friend you only party with.
Actual friend that you're looking for, that's amazing advice. If you're looking to just get fucked up with random bitches and fuck your life up, then
I wouldn't
don't
recommend
listen to
it.
us, honestly.
Yeah.
Anything we just said, don't even listen to it. So.
Yeah, fuck all that if you want to just have party friends. I don't. I felt gross. Yeah. And like,
it's not fulfilling.
You just don't end up having people that have your back. You end up with people who know too much about you, who weaponize it against you, and like also just don't have nice things to say about you behind your back. And that's what party people do, because all you have to do when you party is talk about other people. So I would say red flag is like, how much do you party, and is our relationship based on partying? Then that's probably not a real, true, deep connection. You might just want to put that person in a bucket, or you might want to explore a deeper connection and pull alcohol or drugs out of your connection to see if it's real.
Yeah. And again, like, certain friends are really great for certain things.
Yeah. Like, you can definitely compartmentalize friends. Like, there are friends who are like I take this friend.
I know that I could call you and be like, hey, like, I can call you all the time. Also, I mean, we fucking hang out all the time, too. But, like, you know, like, you're so good for, like, that and for, like, being there in, like, that kind of way. There are certain friends, too, that are like, bitch, let's go meet up and do this then. Or, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I guess that's important, too. To, like you just said, compartmentalize friends, I guess. But
also, like,
I also have never adjusted well with that kind of thing either.
It's more of a man thing anyways, too. They more compartmentalize. But I mean, maybe like aces in their places is a better way to think about it, is like get to know a friend and then like
turn ass quote what you just said right there.
And then you utilize the space that they have for you. Like people know that I'm like an advice friend and a friend that's going to show up. So if you need someone like right now, I'm probably the person to call. But if you need someone that like wants to go out, go to the afters, like get fucked up, like just forget about it, I'm probably not the friend to call.
I'm just kidding. Call me actually now, because now especially that I'm like single.
Yeah, maybe you'll turn up like that. But
I also love I love to party
like
too. I rave, like fucking, you know, whatever. But
don't call me past 10 p.m.
with
for your
that
problems
being said,
unless it's an emergency.
Yeah. But that being said, also it's like there's a duality of every kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a lot of figuring it out, but, you know, I guess the most important things to do is, like, say hey when it comes to making friendships. Be nice. Don't be super, like, male, freaky, weird based. Nobody fucking likes that. It's, like, annoying.
I think take stock in, like, the values that people you're trying to make connections with have is, like, a good wrap up of that. Like, because we're talking about partying and like male validation and stuff, it's like, bam, do you have the same values that will drive a friendship and a connection? If you don't, like, you and I think we both are like very much into like becoming the best versions of ourselves, and so like being friends with someone who also feels that way, just it's like a support system in that way, where like I don't think I would befriend people that are not interested in being the best versions of themselves. Some people are not for me. That's not for me.
Not for
personally.
Me either.
Yeah, I'm like, we are.
Be there for your friends when they're down bad, though. I've kind of been a little bit down bad a little bit recently. Not fucking that much. I'm like,
you're pretty good about it. I love to be the friend who's down bad, who I am not currently. So I am here to lift everyone else up while I am chilling, big chilling. Yeah, I think so. What we talked about, say hi. So step 1, say hi or give a compliment. Step 2, express yourself, look cool, put that shit on. Step 3, make the plans and show up.
Show up.
Step 4, ask questions. Step 5, get deeper. Step 6, we have like how to maintain friendship. So yeah, after you do all those things, like how do you stay friends? So I showed up.
Hey,
I
what's
looked
up?
cool.
How's it going?
I said what's up. Okay. I looked cool. I put that shit on.
Text. Talk.
I put that shit on.
Talk.
I made plans. I showed up a few times.
Send stuff on Instagram. Talk.
Yeah, send the memes.
It's not that hard after that. Especially after hanging out.
It is
I know,
for
but
some
it's like,
people.
especially maybe after like talking and hanging out and stuff like that. Like
Some people get really
you could
hung
be like,
up.
oh, you like this kind of stuff. You know, like, and then like share stuff, like show that you want to be there, I guess, is what the most important thing is. And if somebody also doesn't want to be there, like we said earlier, fuck them, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think the part that's hard about having adult friendships is the maintenance part. Like, I actually think that is the hard part. Like, all these things, all these things, like, are also
actually,
hard.
yeah, what I just said, like, the, like, fuck them part, like, there's, like, a half truth to that, I guess. I guess it depends on the
Not even
depth
just that
of the
part,
relationship
but
ultimately at the beginning, but...
Yeah, I just mean, like, the maintenance part is the hard part. Like, once you show up, you say hi, you send the text, you send the memes. Because, like, sending text, sending memes is only, like, so much of a friendship.
Yeah, it's pretty surface.
Yeah, so it's like, how do you keep building? Like, how do you become besties? Or how do you have, like, that solid connection that's, like, maintenance?
Once you begin, like, a friendship, though, I feel like it's kind of almost like, once you have a friendship, it's kind of up to you to the depth and, like, how that's when you get almost, like, your style of friendship, I guess. Because you and I, our style of friendship is, like, let's talk every day. And, like, I share that with, and I know you share that with, like, multiple people. And it's, like, literally, like, community-based where it's, like, texting everybody, like, yo, what's up? What's going on today? Love you. Hope you have a great day. Like,
that is something we didn't really mention here for maintenance. And this is some advice I've given my friends who have a hard time maintaining friendships. Because I do know people where it's like, okay, they've made the friendship. They've hung out with them a few times.
come here, goose.
And then, like, now they don't. They just let it fall off.
Sorry, my dog won't come into my lap. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
I think, like, thinking about, like, okay, so what do you actually do? And I think some of it is, like, some people are, like, really wrapped up in the, like, I think this person doesn't like me, or, like, in this, like, low self-esteem thing, and you have to work through that and be, like, you have to really contemplate, like, if I want to make connections, I have to give up my low self-esteem. Like, I have to give that up.
That should be our next podcast episode.
Yeah, we can do that. And then
we should do, like, a confidence, like, self-esteem.
I can actually talk a lot about that because I've been rebuilding that from.
I've rebuilt that also, I mean, from a fucking kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think, like,
all right.
People just really don't know, like, because I know several people who have, like, made connections, like, I've built the connections for them. I've coalesced them together. I've, like, put people in places together and been like, you have these connections. You should build on them, and then watch them let them fall to the wayside. And I think so, like, one thing that I really do all the time, and, you know, I text everybody all the time. I literally will just, like, once a week, I think of everyone, and I, like, at least every single one of my friends hears from me once a week. Whether or not you respond is up to you. But, like, every single one of my friends gets a, hey, what's up, buddy? Every week. Like, I go out of my way to do that, and that takes intention and time and, like, the want to maintain those friendships. And sometimes the other people don't meet me back in the same way, and that's fine. I'm like, all right, I'll see you next week. We don't get the same hello.
Yeah,
text.
and I get a lot of, I guess some people just can't do that too, but fucking.
No, that you can do. You can text all your friends.
And love.
You can text all your friends. You can text all your friends. Like, even if you're having a hard time, even if you're like, everybody hates me and nobody likes me. And, like,
nobody likes me. Everybody hates me.
Even if you're stuck in that pattern, like, maintaining friendships, it takes intention. And you have to want to, and you have to give up a lot of, like, bad beliefs you have about yourself to continue to create connections that matter.
If you want to figure out how to stop creating bad intentions about yourself, did you say intentions or? Yeah. Sorry, my Chewini's being so evil.
And is the mic even picking it up?
No, it's not.
So it's fine.
But if you want to figure out how to stop a hateful internal monologue, I feel like I've done a fuck ton of work on that.
Yeah.
And I am so excited and dedicated to learning about that more, to share more information on just how to fucking...
Yeah, tune in next episode. We'll talk about how to get out of your lack of confidence, low self-esteem. I've gone in and out of that a million times, and I'm in a process of building self-love literally
every day.
In therapy every day, all the time. Slay.
Ugh, I love it. Awesome. I feel like this was such a wonderful, beautiful, amazing episode, and I'm like so happy about how this turned out.
I'm so happy we did it for the fourth, fifth,
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time.
Yeah.
Sorry everybody at the camera battery died. We're learning out here. I don't know how to do video stuff. I only know how to do like audio stuff really super well, so we're kind of experimenting sometimes, but
I'm sure you can zoom this in and make it look good enough.
It'll be fabulous regardless, right? Drop a comment below. But anyways, I love you, and amazing job for showing up to class, and for actually, I'm not gonna say that because a weird ass other podcaster bitch says that. But anyways, HRH collection. She's the one that's like, I look cholo. I like cholo vibes.
I don't know anyone who does anything.
Okay, well, great. I do. So, yeah. So, anyways, thank you guys so much, and fucking love you. And let's like keep it going and building.
Go make some friends. Go to my book club.
Go make some friends
every Wednesday.
We'll tag that page below too.
Yeah,
if you're a Long Beach resident. We got that, like,
lots of friends made there.
It's disturbing, actually, how many friends are made there. But yeah, and again, thank you guys so much, and I love you. I'm Professor Berger.
I was just gonna high five you. I was waiting for you to look at me.
It's because we're little creepy little brain people.
Aw.
And who are you?
Dr. Jones.
And ready, 1, 2, 3.
Yippee!